Bro, what the fuck? Whoa!
Yeah. Pain. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love a lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the sun is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trust in, yeah. I can see the top, I wanna touch it, yeah. We been getting money, no discussion. Now I don't let it top of shorty, always get the fussy, yeah. Hey, I like the cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on them. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on them. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on them, yeah. And I'm sliding, shawty like the vibe, don't want the ride to end, yeah. To the nice end, yeah. To the nice end, I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love was all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Silver Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just hit the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just gained a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side. I remember.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 2, Episode 40. My name is Tyco. I'm happy to be here today. I'm with Luke. I'm with Dylan. I'm with Jesse. We got the boys here tonight on a very, very special night for one person because it is the chance for the Tampa Bay Lightning to start their third consecutive Stanley Cup Finals appearance, third year in a row, with a chance to complete the trifecta and win their third Stanley Cup in a row. That game is tonight at 8 o'clock. We have a lot to cover today. We have UFC. We got some baseball. We got Golden Tate playing baseball. We'll get into that. We got a lot of interesting stuff going on. We'll start with UFC, and we'll get on with it from there. Got finals for basketball and hockey now. It's both finals now. There's no playoff update. It's a finals update. We got stuff to get to, so we're not going to waste any time because we all want to watch the game tonight just as much as everybody else. So without further ado, UFC.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking in fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
Okay. Well, Dylan, what pay-per-view we had over the weekend?
We said what? Most underrated card of the year, and not only was it that, but in my opinion, that was the best card of the year so far.
That card is going up for grabs for taking the fight card of the year.
Fucking brilliant card.
Honestly. But let's start it off. Fight 1. Jack Mandela. He defeats Emiv via KO in the first round.
Della was wailing on him too.
He was. You know, I thought Emiv was going to give a little more than just the first round blow, but you know, he got caught.
I like Della.
But you know who else got caught? Andre Fiallo in the second round by Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews defeats him with that fucking knockout.
He's a problem.
Oh, he's an issue.
I didn't know who he was. He's a fucking problem. He is very quick, and I would almost say too quick for a man his size. That's just me, though.
Told you not to fade Matthews. You faded Matthews.
Yeah, I won't do it again. I'll tell you right now.
But fight number 3, we have Zhang Wei Li defeating Joanna Jędrzejczyk in the second round via knockout. And
oh my God,
that's not all. After the fight. Okay, that was almost a direct replay of the knockout because Wei Li absolutely hit her with a spinning back fist and absolutely face planted her.
10 spinning back fists in UFC history, and the first by a woman. Come on now.
That had some power. It looked weird because I didn't think she dropped at first, but then she just collapsed.
Yeah, bro, she immediately dropped. She hit her hard enough to where Jonay said, yeah, she rethought her career.
Yeah, she did, because Joanna decided to hang up the gloves, set down the gloves in the octagon. She has officially retired.
Let me ask you a question. You think if she would have won, she would retire too and be like, I'm going to ride off into the sunset either way, or do you think she'd go for a title?
She'd go for a title run.
I think it's because she lost in the way she lost. I mean, I get it. What she's done in the company is enough to where she'll be a Hall of Famer someday. So. What's so funny?
What?
Wait, wasn't that laughing? Or was that applause?
Clapping.
Oh, I heard laughing. I don't know what the hell I'm on, but my thing's tweaking.
I heard Hall of Fame career. I heard clapping.
Yeah, I know. Me too. But for some reason, the laughing.
Are you okay?
Me. Not me.
Anyway.
And that was a buzzer.
Anyway, for the co-main event, the fight we didn't expect to go the way it did. Valentina Shevchenko defeats Talia Santos via decision. And I'm going to be honest, especially with how the judges have been, I was scared Shevchenko was going to lose that belt.
Yep, scared shitless. And when they said 49-46, I know your heart dropped.
Oh, my heart dropped because I thought they were about to say Santos. There's just, it's happened every single time, bro. Every single time there's been a big fight, I wanted this fighter to absolutely just smoke the person. Oh, the last judge, 49-46, big number gap. Then it's like, fuck, she was the one on top on the ground and all this, so you thought she was gonna get it. But Shevchenko was doing damage on the ground.
Shevchenko really did most of her damage on the ground. And also, I want to point out that Shevchenko did all of her damage, or most of it, while she was in the position of swinging like that. While she was punching from behind her head while Santos was on top.
Santos had her back, and she was the one taking the most damage.
Facts.
It was insane.
You rarely see that. But I'm happy that Valentina won. And that was, in my opinion, the toughest challenge she's had on that 7-title defense streak so far.
And for the main event, the craziest fight that we have seen in a while.
There
was so many back and forths, so many almost knockouts through every single round.
Yeah, this was probably my favorite fight of the year so far.
Fury defeats Glover via submission, round 5, with 4 minutes and 32 seconds deep into the fight. 28 seconds left in the fight. That is the second latest UFC submission in history. There's only been one before, and it came 4 minutes and 59 seconds. It was from UFC 179 or something. I can't remember the two fighters.
Right, but also this is Glover Teixeira's 41st career fight, and this is his first career tap out. So that's insane.
That had Dana freaking out.
And I also want to point out, his live stream was great. But I want to point out that if that bitch went to decision, I think Glover was winning. I think he was probably going to end up taking it.
You know, I don't know. I really do
really
not
do.
know. Because there's,
Because
I could not tell you. I really couldn't.
The fuck up.
I mean, he was, but at the same time, it would flip flop where Yuri was piecing him up, and he was getting dropped.
You know, Glover
And he was
could've won
almost
that
looking
fight.
like he was getting knocked. They both could have won that fight like 20 different times.
No, but the main one that everyone was talking about was when he pieced him up, and then instead of continuing, he tried to grab him and go for the takedown, and then he literally got dropped, and that's how Yuri was able to get control back.
I mean, that's true if he just stuck with it, maybe. But at the same time, you look at all his other outbursts
Fucking
at him.
DC was losing his mind. He's like, "What are you doing? You were gonna win the fight. Why would you do that?" And I agree. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, man.
He got too comfortable with the jiu-jitsu and too comfortable on the ground. But Yuri was a lot better on the ground than I anticipated.
Well, he was he was probably thinking in the fight. It was just going back and forth, so he thought he was about to start stepping back up. So he was like, all right, let me shoot. But it worked against him.
Yeah. And overall, the card was fan-fucking-tastic.
Absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. But next up, we got some UFC news, which is really related to UFC 275 mostly. But we have Zhang Weili wants Carlos Esparza. She says, I want to fight with Carlos in Abu Dhabi because I know there's a fight in October. I think Carlos is a special fighter too, and I know that I can be a really good fight. Also for me and for her, not China or the US, so we can fight in another country so it's fair for both of us.
I would love to see that fight.
I like that. But moving on.
Who the fuck is... Never mind.
We're moving on to Joanna's retirement because she said, it's been 20 years and I'm turning 35 this year. I want to be a mom. I want to be a businesswoman. I've been training for 2 decades, more than half of my life. I appreciate you all. I love you guys. She goes, I will still be a US soldier or UFC soldier forever.
I'd like to hear that.
Conor McGregor tweets out,
oh no,
let's fucking go, Joanna.
Okay, good.
Robbed of the decision last time these two fought, in my opinion. An incredible female fight up tonight with an extraordinary fighter in Poland's the star feature. Tremendous. You know, McGregor doesn't really talk with
words.
A lot of words.
He doesn't like to use words.
Let's just go over a little bit of a resume, you know. 10 wins, most in strawweight history. 6 title fight wins, most in strawweight history. 1 of 13 undefeated champs. Only strawweight to win belt with an undefeated record. 1,724 significant strikes landed, 3rd most in UFC history.
Well, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Shout out Joanna, bro.
We're going to miss you. We are going to miss you. There's not going to be another like you. I'm going to be honest.
Why did you have to go out like that?
It would have been great because it was actually funny. She was talking up a big storm. She was like, I'm going to put out the KO of the year. It's going to be insane. And she really did. She really did put out the KO of the year.
Son of a bitch.
She was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to do it. Let me do it.
It's going to be in the highlight video at the end of the year.
But moving up to the aftermath of this
You got it.
No, sorry, a notification fucked me up.
Oh.
The aftermath of Shevchenko and the Santos fight. Talia Santos suffered a broken orbital off the accidental head clash with Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, that's why her eye was fucking black.
Valentina goes on to say, I was striking and I was feeling the power of the strikes and I felt how she reacted because it was hurting her. This is what counts the most in mixed martial arts is damage. I could even feel it in the fight round to round. You could see more damage showing on her face more and more, no matter what position. You have to work. Dog mentality.
I love that mentality.
Dog mentality. That's why she's the champ. Even when she's in a shit fight and not producing her very best, she finds a way because she's a dog.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree 100%. I got nothing to add
Daniel
on.
Cormier goes on to say, "It was an accidental clash of the heads that was ultimately, to me, what really determined how this fight was going to play out. There is no reason for me to believe that anything was going to be different because every round Santos was able to do the same thing, get the takedown. I thought Santos won the fight. She got the takedown, but I wouldn't say she really did ultimately that much with the takedown.
A lot of people on social media said Santos got robbed and Santos should have won the fight. But at the same time, I think that's just a case of the fact that the UFC refs are so bad now that even when they're making right calls, they look wrong. So.
I mean, yeah, congrats, you got her on the ground, but you got to do something while they're on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. They got at one point they got stood up by the referee because Talia wasn't doing shit.
Correct. She just had her in a position.
But moving on to Yuri's thoughts on his fight with Glover. From my side, it was a horrible fight, horrible performance. Honestly, it was my plan to be the dominant one and not just be the survivor in there. For you, it's beautiful because you like to be entertained. But for a fighter, I like to fight clean.
I mean, I get it. He probably didn't like the fact that there were so many chances that Glover had to finish him, and the fact that it was back and forth. As a fighter, yeah, you don't want it to be close like that. You want to fucking demolish him. But at the same time, I feel like he would have said something at least like, but at least we had fun. Like, this is what we do. Like, those are the fights that I feel like would love to have. So it's weird that you don't get any of that.
Oh yeah. But then him and Jan kind of had a little altercation after their fight, and then Jan was quick to hop on Twitter to call Yuri out and say, "Yuri, let's do this. The battle for Europe, the biggest fight in the continent's history."
No thanks, I'm good.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind that fight.
No, because I want Yuri versus John. That's the next fight.
But that's who called him out.
I know, but I'm saying John was fucking sitting front row, and I was pretty sure that he was supposed to fight the winner of the fight because he was getting his rematch.
That's who tweeted this out, Dylan.
Oh, I thought you said somebody completely fucking different. I thought you said Jan.
Holy fuck.
I thought you said Jan this whole time. You were saying John. I was like, Peter, Jan. The fuck? So he's a lightweight, but I was okay.
Alright, well, we got some new fights announced. Andre Fili is taking up Lando Venata September 17th, UFC Fight Night.
Okay.
We got Jessica Andrade going up against Manon Fiorot September 3rd, Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Kamaru Usman going up against Leon Edwards August 20th, UFC 278. It's official in Salt Lake City.
I like that. Deserved. Well deserved.
But moving on to the UFC fight night that's going to be happening this weekend. We got someone we all love to see fight. Kevin Holland.
The superhero himself.
We love him. Going up against Tim Means. And oh my God, this is going to be a banger of a fight.
Damn, I wanted to take Kevin, but now I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Means has some power, but Kevin's quick. Means is going to be the favorite in this one, and Kevin, I'm still taking Kevin. He's going to catch him nice and quick because Kevin Holland has speed and catches you when you think he's not about to.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of stories you've told me about Kevin Holland on this podcast, I can't now ride against him, bro. I have to ride with him.
All right, then next up for the co-main, we finally have it. It's finally here. Hopefully, Cerrone doesn't get food poisoning the night before the fight, so him and Lazan can finally go at it. And this might be Cerrone's last fight in his career. That's how he's acting last fight. This one he's fighting for his kids again, but if he doesn't get food poisoning. But I still feel the same. Give me Cerrone on his potential final fight out. I think it's going to be his final. He's probably going to announce retirement after this, after he fucking wins.
Agreed. ×2.
And for the main event, we have Kelvin Kattar and Josh Emmett.
Calvin Cater. It's Cater.
Cater?
I've heard everybody say Cater.
Is it Cater? All right, let's go with Cater.
I got made fun of at school for saying Qatar, so I'm saying
Cater. We'll go with Cater. I'm trusting you on this one, Dylan. I don't know why I'm trusting you, but I'll trust you on this one.
I said Cater and Qatar, and I was made fun of for both, so I'm saying Cater.
Well, either way, I'm taking Cater.
Yeah, I got Calvin as well. I'm going to be honest. I like Josh Emmett, but at the same time, I'm actually going to take Calvin by knockout.
The winner of this fight puts the winner in talk of a potential championship bout. Not like immediately, but comes within talk, starts getting the right fights for it.
Start getting your name in the picture.
Yeah, basically. And that is all we have for UFC. Let's move it on next.
Move it on over to some playoff hockey.
Oh, yes, indeed. Let's move it on to some playoff hockey. So, Stanley Cup finals are set in stone, and we have the two teams that are going to be playing, and that is the Colorado Avalanche and, yet again, for a third time in a row, the Tampa Bay Lightning make an appearance. And, well, honestly, Luke, here we go, right? Here we go. It's the third time around. Obviously, your expectations are a Stanley Cup. There's no way you're expecting anything less. I mean, at this point, you're kind of used to it. So this should be a good series. I'm going to start it off by going to the viewer here and getting some comments just to kick things off here. Avs will win in 6. The Bolts have played some horrid teams in Dallas and Montreal the past 2 years. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with that. But he also goes on to say Vasectomy gave up 6 goals to the Rangers in all caps. And he's definitely a time to pass the torch guy. He's ready, just to get it all on here.
Tampa has played some horrid teams in the finals the last 2 years. But let's be real. The Avs played some horrid teams on the way to the finals this year. And what did Tampa had to actually play against some big dogs to work their way back here. And Tampa's going to continue to keep working as a big dog to claw their way for the 3rd consecutive cup.
I'm going to have to get a fucking Lightning jersey.
Dylan, what do you got on this series? Stanley Cup Finals, I mean, obviously you're in a tough spot. You vocally have told everyone how much you despise Tampa all year and how this is the worst possible scenario for you being a Red Wings fan with Colorado. I'm with you on that one.
Yep.
But what do you got here?
I'm feeling Mickey's energy, and Mickey's convincing me. And now what Mickey did is Mickey just gave me someone to blame if shit goes wrong. So I'm taking the Avalanche in 7 games. Ba-da-bop.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're telling me that Mickey is going to be the man that you blame?
But if they win it all...
Is that what you're saying? You're just going to put it on Mickey like it's not your decision? I don't think I'm going to let that slide. I think it's like your decision is your decision. Mickey just happens to be a supporter in your thoughts. Shout out, Mickey. But at the same time,
go ahead.
Whatever. Jesse, how do you feel about all this? These are the two teams. This is I mean, we can backtrack just a wee bit here if you want. Probably don't want to, but I mean,
yeah,
not exactly what you thought, but kind of what you thought.
I have one of them.
Fuck Tampa.
What does mine look like?
Yes, sir, Mickey. I got you, baby.
Oh man, I really have no idea who I think is gonna win this. And I keep wanting to say Tampa, but I don't want to say Tampa.
Well, no one wants to say it except for Luke, but I mean, if it's how you feel, it's how you feel. I can't tell you how to feel, but
All right.
Tampa in 6.
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. I apologize for the foot in, foot out.
No.
Listen.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I think going
No
to
bullshit.
win it. I think Tampa's gonna win it in 6. I just don't think they should let it go to 7.
Okay, he's got Tampa in 6.
okay. I mean, I guess
not
that
gonna-
leaves it all up to me, right? What do I think?
Yes, please.
You know, I think the Avalanche are going to have to win the series because three-peats just don't happen in hockey anymore.
Mm-mm.
You go on runs, and there are dynasties. Tampa is for sure a dynasty, and they'll never go down as one of the greatest. But
This is true.
it's cliche, but all good things do come to an end. And I'm not saying they're not going to be out
Not
in the playoffs.
this year. Keep hate on the.
I think that the Avs just they have to win this year. I mean,
Boom, baby.
they're too good. They're too good. They're well rested. I
This
think
is
they at least take game 1 and 2 tonight, and possibly, I mean, good chance to take game 2. But I think they might win game 1 in a very reasonable, not or unreasonable fashion. I feel like Tampa might come out real slow, like they did last series. But at the same time, like at that moment, you can't even count Tampa out when they're down 2-0 in the series. Like they'll just win 4 games in a row, and it's like, well, shit, I thought you guys were out, but you're not. I don't know. Like,
well. I mean, to be fair, they had a 9-day break,
Avs. They did.
and that's what the Avs have coming into today.
You're not wrong. No, not wrong at all.
Oh no.
And you got support.
Let's
Not
go! Woohoo!
So it's not just you, but it's kind of just you sometimes. But hey, whatever. But Stanley Cup Finals start at 8 o'clock tonight. We all know how we feel here. You guys let us know how you feel. We're more than welcome to share it. We're more than welcome to talk about it. Your views are always welcome. All right, next thing we got up here for today's podcast is the NBA Finals. Let's go from one finals to another with the Warriors leading the series now 3-2, heading back to Boston. Luke, this is clearly not the spot that you wanted your boys to be in, I don't think, but this is the spot we find ourselves in. So I personally am a very happy camper because Steph Curry, even though he didn't make a single three-pointer for the first time in 233 consecutive games, regular season and
Play
playoffs,
like ass.
handed all of his ability to Andrew fucking Wiggins, and this man cranked it up to 100 and decided that this is going to be the best playoff game of my career. And it's in Game 6 or in Game 5, and now we're up 3-2 going back to Boston.
But
So
don't
shout out
worry.
to Andrew Wiggins, who I said would be lucky to get 20 points when talking to a friend 2 days ago. I was like, yeah, I'd be lucky to get 20, bet him for 15. But at least he bet him for 15. So, there's that. But shout out Andrew Wiggins. Shout out Dub Nation. Luke, let's go right to you. Boston guy. Game 6, down 3-2.
Don't worry. You got
Chef's
Jason
cooking
Tatum
Game 6.
in Mamba mentality this game.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
See?
You're going to text the dead guy to get some good luck. Here we go. Please tell me something better than that.
You see this? There's no sweat. There's no sweat on the skin, okay? I ain't sweating this shit. It's not over, because Boston is going to be turning into some dogs now. They're going to be taking Game 6, and they're going to be forcing Game 7 to snatch victory from the hands of defeat to upset these Warriors now.
I got Boston taking Game 6, but they're not going to beat them at home for a Game 7. I just don't see it happening.
I agree with you.
Not the way the team's been stepping up on the home field. And if they can't get him in that 6, they'll be pissed off coming home. So if Boston wins 2 in a row, I'll be shook. This game 6, I'm definitely giving it. I'm giving it to Boston.
I agree exactly with what Jesse said. 100%. I got Boston taking game 6, and I don't even think it will be a close game. I think it will be a 8-9 point dub, and then I got the Warriors taking game 7 just because, like Jesse said, I would be shook if Boston took the last 2 in a row.
But that defense.
Well, I couldn't disagree more with anything that you guys just said because I'm taking the Dubs to win it in Game 6, and if they don't win it in Game 6, I'm taking the Dubs to win it in Game 7. So I'm just going to ride it until it doesn't ride, and that's the way it's going to go on this Ride the Tide Sports podcast. But with that being said, we also have a little bit more NBA news. Some of it is a little bit kind of fucked up, just a wee bit, but we're going to figure that out. Starting with the most fucked up news, actually. I want to get into that first. So Montrezl Harrell is in hot water. This man is possibly going to be locked up for a long time. Dylan, what did he do?
So Montrezl Harrell got pulled over, and when he got pulled over, the officer basically, did all the "do you have marijuana on you" or anything in the car because it smelled like weed. He said yes. He gave him the weed that he had in his pocket. What he didn't tell him was that when he opened up the trunk, he had 3 pounds of marijuana in the back of his trunk in Ziploc bags. Well, I believe where he was, it is illegal to have that much possession of marijuana on you. And now he is facing up to 5 years in prison and is being charged with trafficking less than 5 pounds of marijuana. You can't
Initial
do that.
thoughts. Jesse, what do you got?
He's not getting paid that little. Why did he have 3 pounds? I bet you it was all personal, too. I bet you he wasn't even trafficking it.
No, honestly, I think he probably wasn't. He probably said, this is
I think
going to last me for probably the whole offseason. Here we go.
he was doing a big pickup for himself. He ain't even trafficking.
No, I think he can certainly afford it. If he likes smoking, he can definitely afford to buy that much at one time.
I think it was Kentucky he was in, and marijuana is illegal in Kentucky. Kentucky or Kansas, one of those two.
It's getting dumb at this point. Make it legal everywhere. It should just be legal in America, and that should just be it.
Right.
But whatever, it's still causing problems for people. So it is what it is. And one more piece of NBA news here. We have a trade cooking up. Dylan, what's going on here?
We do have a trade that went down, and honestly, some people are looking at it on social media and they're loving it. And some people are looking at it and going, "Who the hell cares?" But I'm gonna read you the trade.
Sounds like you don't care, but
no, I care. I just lost it in my fucking.
Your voice lost every ounce of "I give a fuck" that could have been there.
No, I was looking for it in my notes, so I was getting distracted. But we're good. All right. So the Nuggets and the Thunder. Thunder, the team with 1 million picks set for the next 7 years. Well, they've decided that maybe they're going to, trade a couple of those picks and try and get some players. So they decided they were going to trade the number 30 overall pick for J. Michael Green from the Denver Nuggets. And I like this move a lot because, one, the Nuggets get a top first-round pick, and I recall that they only had one before, and it wasn't looking to be anything special. So now maybe you can look for a bang-bang shooter, and that will help you as well. And then I think this helps the Thunder because they finally have more of a veteran player. I think J. Michael Green is immediately going to be the oldest player on that team the second the trade is gone through. So you get that veteranship over in the Thunder. You get a pick for some younger guys in fucking Denver. I like it. Jesse? Now you got 2 first-round picks for Denver?
Green, he's literally going to be brought in just to coach.
Facts, bro. He's going to be the mentor.
Help out. And then, hopefully the Nuggets could do something with that pick. But at the end of the day, is that this year's?
Yeah.
Or next year's,
Yeah, the current draft, the coming up.
Yeah. I forgot that I think we'll get a little bit more time until then. But shit.
I think it's a win-win.
If they don't get a shooter, they fooling.
Oh yeah, they could. They're the only team that could really fuck this up is the Nuggets by who they pick.
Yeah, they'll do right. I think they got a smart organization over there, but they did lose their owner. Was it the owner? No, the man. We talked about this.
No, it was. You're right.
President,
Yeah.
the president.
Yeah.
President of basketball operations.
Oh shit. Well, then I'm fucking around
Bullshit.
But that wraps up all of the NBA news that we have. So, without further ado, we're going to F off, and some other stuff's going to go on with a man that talks about a sport that the Tigers can't seem to figure out how to play because they lost 13 to nothing. I would like to start with this, if that's okay. I'm just going to rant. And
I wanted to start with it too.
So, here we go. Let's start off by talking about the Detroit motherfucking Tigers. Because they're up here, right above me, right? You see, right? Detroit Tigers. Yep. This picture right here is from when things used to be like pretty good. But let's talk. So the Detroit Tigers lost today. They lost to the Chicago White Sox. They got swept by the Chicago White Sox. I mean, no surprise there. But Chicago White Sox, let me just start off by saying we're playing with their B squad because they have a bunch of injuries. So God forbid how many runs they would have scored today if they had their A squad playing. But the Tigers in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning were using position players on the mound. And fun fact for you, there was only one player that pitched for the Tigers today that was able to get a 1-2-3 inning. And I forget which player it was, but it was not a pitcher.
Nope, it wasn't. Because for the first time in Tigers history, we had not one, not two, but 3 position players pitched. Clemens just got his first major league hit the other night. You're on the fucking mound tonight. So the big
welcome to the show
is AJ Hinch called a meeting after the game, and he called the whole Tigers meeting, and he called the entire team out, saying that it is embarrassing as hell that they use 3 position players to have to pitch that game in rich history, and basically just screamed at them for a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest, love to hear it. They needed it because. For the past, I know that you're winning games, and AJ Hinch's whole thing has just been win one game at a time. And okay, well, every one game at a time,
they're not winning games.
We're losing. So why don't we start looking at in series? Can we start winning series? Maybe try something different because
we've tried
what I'm seeing is there's nothing that's really been changed throughout the year. The only thing that's changed is you've put Harold Castro in every single different spot in the lineup.
Someone needs to get fired,
and the hitting coach is the first to go. See you later.
Or Al.
We are the worst in RBIs,
I'd be okay with that
average,
because
WAR,
think about it.
Everything.
Dylan, think about this. Al Avila has been telling everybody in the city of Detroit for the last 7 years, just wait. We got Torkelson coming. Just wait. We got this guy coming. Just wait. And then this year, the rebuild is over. We're getting this guy from free agency. We're getting this guy. We're getting that guy. And it is a complete disaster and a complete nightmare. And now we're coming up on another MLB draft and another trade deadline with Al Avila as the manager for the Detroit Tigers, who is doing nothing to put this organization in the right spot. We're going backwards. Everyone was all excited because they finally spent money. And we have not gone forwards. We have only gone backwards. And now we're going to let Al Avila run another draft another 16-year-old pitcher that we have to wait 8 years to figure out if he's good. And then he's going to get injured and have Tommy John surgery, I bet. And I just don't think that we can let Al Avila continue to run this ship into the ground. And I don't know if it's Chris Illidge that just loves Al Avila and, he was like, Al Avila is my guy, so we have to stick with him because if I don't stick with him and this fails, it shows that I failed. I don't know what the fucking deal is. I don't know why he's still here when everything that he's done up to this point, which is supposed to be good, has completely failed. This season is a disaster. It's a nightmare. We're like 200 points under the 28th team in OPS with like 570 something average as a team, which in baseball is god awful. And we have one player on our roster that is just 40 points above the league average.
Is that Miggy?
Every single other player is below league average for
And
OPS.
that's Miggy, isn't it?
I think it was Miggy.
Yeah, and that's
No.
problem.
It's not Miggy. I think it was one of the Castros,
Oh,
and then Reyes also had a high OPS, but he has not played enough games to where his OPS matches with like enough to average it out like league average wise.
I've been like
one player.
4 years, so
One.
I agree with everything you just said.
That's my Tigers rant.
How many players in the past 7
fucking
years
fire
have we
Alavila?
developed?
That's all I got.
Nobody. 7 years. We haven't developed a fucking person. We developed one player. And guess what? Anyone that we do fucking develop, we send him away. The best thing we've ever done was we took a broken JD Martinez from a shitty Houston Astros team and turned him into an all-star just to take him and Dave, our owner, and send him to Boston. So I can't fucking... I think Al's a joke. I think he can't develop a fucking player. I think he has shown that he can't develop players. And I think that this probably isn't going to fucking stop. So...
Well, this is... The developing players thing is an organizational issue.
But
why the fuck can our organization not develop players? It's not... Al's not the one on the field developing the players. He's just picking the players and the people to develop them. And for whatever reason, that system
That's what I'm saying,
does not work.
And it's a joke.
It's who he's... And we're about to run through another MLB draft with Alavila as our general manager. He's got to go.
Man, I just need Riley Green to be healthy. Okay. But anyways, let's move on from that. And we now have college baseball in the road to Omaha. It got real good this weekend. So let's start with the main thing that everyone is talking about. The number 1 seed, Tennessee, down they go to the Fighting Irish. Notre Dame win game 3. They were down 2-1. Then they had a rally when they went back-to-back in the 7th inning. 7th, 8th, 9th, they tack on more runs. They stun Tennessee, and Notre Dame is now moving on. That was definitely the biggest upset so far. I want to give a shout-out to Texas A&M. Shout-out Luke. They beat Louisville. They got revenge from Michigan for you. So I know you're probably fucking happy about that. Sorry. Anyways, the other piece of news that I think is very important is Ole Miss upset Southern Mississippi, and Arkansas also upset North Carolina. I believe that no one had, and by when I say no one, I mean me, Bookie, and Tyler, all had North Carolina winning the series, and Arkansas pulled it off. I mean, hey, North Carolina had good pitching, but Arkansas had better hitting. And the final series I want to talk about is Stanford absolutely obliterated UConn. Oh, and also Eastern Carolina and Brian Worrell, those absolute dogs. Yeah, they got eliminated by Texas because Ivan Rodriguez hit another fucking homer, and that's 32. So, a big shout out to them. We now have the final 8, which is Notre Dame, Stanford, Arkansas, Texas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Auburn, and Oklahoma. Those are the final 8 in the College World Series. And, man, it's getting good. I can't fucking wait. My early pick right now, just off from Molly Hype, is going to be Arkansas. Give me them.
Yo, give me the Oklahoma softball team and the Oklahoma baseball team winning the World Series.
All right, and then I don't have to ask Luke because we know he's taking Texas A&M. So, Jesse, who do you got?
Yeah, since big number 1 went down, I am going to go with Oklahoma, even though their softball team was ridiculous.
All righty.
Texas A&M!
I knew it was coming. I didn't even have to ask him a damn question. You already know. But let's get off of the college and let's get into the major league, starting with Yadier Molina. He catched a pop-up foul ball. Nope, nobody really cares about that, right? Oh, no, we do care about that because Yadier Molina claimed his 14,865th putout as a catcher, giving him the most in MLB history, passing Pudge Rodriguez. No catcher in MLB history has caught more balls behind home plate than the man, the myth, the legend, Yadier Molina. Shout out, another accolade on his record. But now going from some good news to some just absolute downright tragic news. So If you're watching the Cardinals game, that happened game 1. We go to now game 2, where Mike Michaelis has gone through 6 innings, no hit, 7 innings, no hit, strikes out the last batter in the 8th. He's 120 pitches in. I'm sitting here going, there's no fucking way they send him back out. They send him back out, 128 pitches, 1-2 count, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He throws a beautiful curveball on the outside corner, and the Pittsburgh Pirate hitter just gets his arms out in front of it and somehow rips it over Harrison Bader's head in center field. There goes the no-hitter with 2 outs, 2 strikes at home, and you just hate to see it, man. It's just the most tragic thing that could have possibly happened. I would rather let the first man get a hit in the first inning and then go and no one hitter the whole game than do it that way. It's just it's brutal, and I feel so bad for him. But now getting into a Joe Madden situation, because he got fired, but I think that there's a story about this that needs to be told because, goddamn, they did my boy a little dirty. So, Joe Madden, former World Series champion winner with the Chicago Cubs, is now, we talked about last time on the podcast, been fired by the Los Angeles Angels. Well, a news report came out saying that Joe Madden actually shaved his head and got a mohawk so that he could surprise the Angels during their 12-game losing streak. But the problem is that he never, ever even saw any of the players again, because the second he shaved his head into a mohawk, he got fired. And that's how Madden went out, with a fucking mohawk that no one got to see, to snap a losing streak, and they lost the next game anyway, so it wouldn't have fucking worked anyway, and god damn it, I just feel like that's a hell of a situation.
Hey, that's not fair to say. You don't know whether or not it would have worked because he never got to show it to the boys.
That's true.
It could have changed the game. They could be on a 13-game winning streak right now. You have no idea. Leave the mohawk alone.
It's true. They held, man. We couldn't even see the hair yet. But I got a fun little stat for you about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Vladimir Guerrero Sr. because this shit doesn't make any sense and it's honestly absurd. So, through 403 MLB games, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. both have 87 home runs with a .363 on base percentage through their first 403 games. That's wild. I don't know how the fuck that I have now seen 2 stats, one last year, one this year, of this same exact type of thing with Vlad and his dad, how they're so in fucking sync, and he's doing the exact same thing that his dad was doing, that at this point, I'm starting to think that they just made another person of Vladdy Sr., and that is just Vladdy Jr. Now, he's not your kid. You fucking sculpted him, and he's just another one of you. But it's an unreal stat, and it's an unreal thing that these people keep doing. And by these people, I mean the Guerreros. Tyler, am I talking about these last 2 injuries? Because I didn't think you gave a fuck about either one of them. Okay, we are. So we will talk about Hyun-Jin Ryu because he is the second best pitcher / one of the 2 aces that is on the Toronto Blue Jays, and he is getting surgery. And I know what you're thinking. Tommy John, no! He is getting surgery on his elbow. So now what? You're getting surgery on the arm that you would need Tommy John for, but you're not going to get Tommy John, so you're not going to come back with a robot arm. Oh, I'd be pissed. Because now you're put in a situation here where you've already been towards the end of your career. You got an immediate little 4-year contract sitting on Toronto. I don't think this is going to play out well for the Blue Jays, and I'm the Blue Jays fan. So I don't like this, but at the same time, they have had a really good pitching staff, and they have been consistently winning games without him, so better just hope they continue to do so. And then I'll just talk about this real quick because it will take 2 seconds. Tatis was supposed to be back in about a month. It ain't looking like a month. His ass probably not going to be back till after the All-Star game. That's all I need to know.
Alrighty. And that does it for the MLB. We got some NFL to talk about. It seems like even though NFL's not in season, there's always some NFL shit to talk about. And I personally think that we might have just figured out that the NFL's wide receivers are they wilding, or is it like, are we just learning the truth? Because we just talked about last week on the podcast with the NFL news about one wide receiver named Devontae Adams speaking a little bit of ill will on one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers, saying, yeah, Derek Carr is pretty much the same. Like, I don't really know the difference. I think Derek Carr is probably better. And we're like, what the hell? But it just got a little bit more insane as
This one is
Tyreek
worse.
is now speaking on Mahomes and Tua. Dylan, would you say that Patrick Mahomes and Tua are in two different brackets?
Yeah, one's a good quarterback, and one's just kind of figuring out how to play it.
Yeah. What does Tyreek Hill think?
Tyreek Hill was asked about how he feels about playing with Tua compared to Patrick Mahomes, and he went on to say, quote unquote, that he believes that Tua is more accurate. When it comes to accuracy, he said, would you rather have somebody that can throw you the deep ball, or would you rather have somebody that can put it in your breadbasket every time? And as far as accuracy-wise, he's going with Tua all day long over Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. Jesse, Bucket, let's start with you.
So I think this is a little bit of a confidence booster, trying to make Tua feel good. But at the same time, Tua hasn't played as many games as Patrick. Patrick's played longer than Tua.
Also, we don't believe you.
But Tua did have a better accuracy percentage than Patrick during last season. But that is so crazy of a statement because we've seen what Patrick does.
It's not like Patty's won an MVP or anything.
Yeah. It's not like he's dotted, put the ball in good places.
It's not like he went on a 13-second drive in the playoffs last year. I don't understand how you can disrespect this man, Mahomes, but I want to hear what Luke has to say.
I don't even think he's disrespect.
It has nothing to do with him actually thinking Mahomes is a shittier quarterback than Tua. It has everything to do with that Tua is the quarterback and the player he's going to be playing with all season long, and the ball or the person who's going to be throwing him the ball. He is not going to shit on Tua. He's going to pump the living fuck out of his tires to boost his confidence so he plays better, and two, makes him like him better so he gets the ball more. What do you want him to say?
I want him to say, I don't want to speak on that. I want him to say, hey, man, I don't want to speak on that yet. I haven't played in a game with him yet. Because he hasn't. It's just practice from throwing the ball around. He's been practicing with him. He hasn't made a decision yet.
Maybe he thinks
you
he's better
played with him in game. You have no idea yet.
He's like, you guys took him out of
I mean, he knows how
something that I feel like needs to be brought up is numbers. And it's actually very interesting. Patrick Mahomes, 2018, 19, 20, and 21, his completion percentage in those years has been 66, 65.9, 66.3, 66.3. For Tua, in 2 years, it has been 64.1 and 67.8 for an average of 66.2, while Mahomes' career average is 66.3. There is very little difference in accuracy number-wise between the two quarterbacks. It is 0.1.
So then let's go to what they've done. I've seen Mahomes win an MVP. I'm pretty sure Mahomes has a nice little ring on his finger. And it's not me saying that Tua, I can't blame that on him because he didn't have the squad with him. All right. This is not me throwing shade at Tua because he was on the fucking Dolphins last year and we saw how that team was. But I am saying that those are big things that you've done when you're looking at a quarterback who this is now his third year only in the league.
Okay. Dylan, listen. One, you listen to what the media has been saying and how Twitter and all social media has been acting. One, he kind of did have to come out and pump his tires that hard because he's been getting harassed on how short he throws the ball compared to Mahomes, and since Tyreek made the move. So Tyreek making that statement helps, it's a bigger confidence boost. I think everyone and you are way overreacting over a teammate being an actual teammate and giving confidence to a teammate.
I understand the spectrum of he's hyping up his teammate, but as a fan of sports, when you hear something like that, it's almost impossible to not turn your head and be like, excuse me? You know what I mean?
But then you look at the situation, and he's getting clowned on all over social media for throwing
he's
soft
inconsistent
passes.
and he's not a good quarterback.
Yes.
That's
So,
his fault.
Okay, so Tyreek's coming out as a good teammate saying, hey, okay, I would prefer him better than over Mahomes and all this stuff, who's a really great quarterback. Just proving a point, be like saying, hey, I like him better. I chose him. Give him the confidence boost. So now he's looking at Tyreek Hill thinking, okay, yeah, he's going to throw him the ball more, probably give a little bit more effort in practice, thinking he's a little bit better and have a little bit of a better edge.
It's not like Tua wasn't going to throw him the ball a shit ton, though. It was going to be him and Waddle.
Yeah, but it helps put out the shade of all the haters coming on and just flooding him for having soft throws compared to Mahomes.
I get it. He's trying to support his teammate because the media has been attacking him because he's been sucking.
Because you cannot deny it's been outrageous.
Comment from Fuller here says, you would think we're getting ready to watch UFC with all this NFL stuff going on, but it's just quarterbacks throwing shade at each other. The only comment I have on that is that the wide receivers are the ones throwing all the shade. The quarterbacks have not said shit about each other. The wide receivers are shit talking their old quarterbacks. That's what's been going on so far. If we misinterpreted that, my bad.
It's like, okay, I got an example.
Wide receivers are shitting on quarterbacks. What's up?
It's like when Dion Phaneuf in Toronto was getting shit all over for being the captain when they were sucking and was getting all the blame. Then Phil Kessel hopped on as a teammate and started ripping everyone and then pumping Phaneuf's tires. I'm sorry, but that is the only thing I can think of at the moment. Okay, I'm sorry.
Fucking Phaneuf got lit up like a fucking Christmas tree for that team sucking. And it was so not Phaneuf's fault that they were as bad as they were. Oh my God. I couldn't agree more on that. But moving on to some more NFL news here. The Baker Mayfield saga / Watson / Brown saga has went on for a long time now. But we might be splitting that saga off and dividing it up into two places now, because there's been talks of Baker Mayfield being traded. And does anybody other than Dylan have a guess as to what team this might be? Other than the person I already know that knows it. Luke, Jesse, you guys got a team in mind? Who's trying to trade for Baker right now?
Jesse's trying to figure it out.
He is. He might have an aneurysm. You're not. I know you said Colts. The answer is no, you're not correct, but you're also muted. I just read your lips.
Yeah.
It is not the Colts. Luke,
I'll give you a hint. They currently do not have a
nope. Shut up. Luke?
Oh, you did.
Luke?
You're also muted. What is going on with you guys?
Well, I get yelled. Hey, man, I got to mute my mic sometimes. I get yelled at.
What do we got? Who do you think it is?
Well, I feel like I should remove myself from this contest because I might have seen a banner that might have a name on it already.
So it's Jesse.
So all right. Well, the answer was incorrect by Jesse, but for everyone else that knows the answer is the Carolina Panthers. So the Carolina Panthers are almost immediately looking into trading for Baker Mayfield, and the urgency is high. This not only would help Carolina, but it would fuck Cleveland in the case that they don't have Deshaun Watson week 1, which is continuously up in the air. So, Jesse, click that unmute button there and give me your thoughts on this Carolina deal. What if they got Baker?
It ain't gonna do shit.
Facts. They still gonna be ass.
Robbie Anderson said he might retire on Twitter, but he deleted the tweet real quick. So I don't know. CMC can't stay healthy. I don't know what they're going to do.
If Baker gets signed and then like that day or the next day, Robbie Anderson retires, that shit's gonna be so funny. He's gonna be like, you know what? I thought about it, and some factors have come into play that I think this is it.
Do you know what's honestly?
Like, yeah,
do you know what's honestly heartbreaking? The fact that CMC can honestly not stay healthy, bro.
He's got the Barkley curse, or maybe
he's got it worse than
Barkley's got the McCaffrey curse. Either way, those are just two running backs in the NFL that are beyond cursed with injuries. And
past 3 years, he's played in
every year they fuck somebody's league up because they're like, this is the year. Luke's that guy. Luke's one of those guys.
Well, because every time he plays in a game, he's always putting up like 30+ points, and then he gets hurt for like 8 games.
This is true.
This sounds about right. Yeah, no, exactly. But to Carolina, I mean,
I'd rather have PJ Walker than Baker Mayfield.
And that's fair, and I can understand that. But at the same time, why would you PJ Walker? Okay, anyways, the Steelers have signed a monster deal with Minkah Fitzpatrick, signing him to a $73.6 million deal. I believe it is 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Cool. 4 years, $73.6 million. Minkah, is he worth the money?
Yes. I think that he is one of the best safeties in the league, and I think that if he was going to stay in Pittsburgh, this is the deal that I expected to see. Because when you look at the other free safeties that just got, there's another one that literally just got like the most money. Or no, the corners. My bad. I meant to say the secondary. We now have seen the highest paid corner in the league now as Denzel Ward. The second that contract came out, I think Minkah was looking at it like, all right, I know that the Steelers are going to want to keep me. He didn't want to leave. And I think that the Steelers knew that paying them for 4 years, Minkah has really not been a liability considering all the injury prones they've had on that team. He's been one of the more reliable guys that I've seen. So I think this is a great deal. I think that he is worth the money.
No, for sure. I mean, Denzel Ward signing a 5-year, $100,000 contract with the Cleveland Browns, including a $20 million signing bonus, is definitely right up that alley. So, Jesse, Minkah, you agree? Is he worth the money?
100% worth it. Minkah's been one of the best safeties in the league. Not only does he have that mean hit power, but he's got the coverage, and it's not even like he's that tall. He just got that dog in him. That's why he got $36 million of it guaranteed. Signing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Denzel Ward, I mean, he's 5'11", so I mean, he's not a monster by any means. I mean, I'm fucking 5'11" and 3/4 according to the doctor. I don't feel like I'm very tall, but we call ourselves 6 foot around here. Next up, Miami says that they wanted Sean Payton, and they actually offered Sean Payton a hefty amount of money on this contract that Dylan's about to read off to the people. But Miami says that they offered Sean Payton what contract?
A 4-year, $100 million contract to be the head coach.
And he said, no, thank you. How about them apples? So,
no, thank you.
Would this have made a difference in Miami?
Jesse. I think it would have made a difference in terms of.
Yeah, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse.
I think that it's going to do a lot. I think it would do a lot in the media world. I think a lot more people would be talking about Miami. I think a lot more people would have higher expectations. They'd be like, oh, my God, they got Sean Payton. But at the same time, I'm asking genuinely, would they have signed Tyreek to the deal they did if they would have gotten Payton for $100 million? Because they would have gotten this before Tyreek. And do you have the money to do both? I have no fucking idea. So that's my only thing is I think if they would have gotten Sean, they probably wouldn't have gotten Tyreek. So would you rather have Sean Payton or Tyreek Hill? Personally, right now, I'd take Tyreek.
Okay, I'm just going to do a quick Google search here for you, Dylan. Let's see. The owner is Stephen M. Ross. He is the owner of the Miami Dolphins. And his net worth is $8.2 billion. So I think that he could afford a $100 million contract if he wanted to over 4 years, for sure. It's definitely possible. With an
He would have
$8.2
done it.
billion
Nobody
net
spends
worth.
money like they don't have money unless you're the Rams.
People spend
and
money
Bucks.
if they're passionate about their sports team and want to win championships. So, like, we're not talking about the Tigers for sure, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually want to win and, like, don't want to run your franchise into the ground, like, you know.
That had nothing to do with the Tigers. We're on football. Leave them alone.
Yeah, but, you know, this is just the Tigers are,
You guys
you know,
are Lions.
what you strive not to be. Well, the Lions are at least look like they're trying. The Tigers don't look
But
like they're trying.
still,
The Tigers watch
the
a
Tigers have
bad
been to a
thing
World
turn into a
Series
bad
for the past
thing.
10 years.
Miami
Lions
is
haven't.
saying, I'm just saying Miami, you know, they're clearly trying to build something that they see as an opportunity. And Sean Payton was another part of that opportunity. And that has nothing to do with the salary cap. It's a coach. He ain't the player's salary cap. So you can pay him $100 million if you feel like it. But Miami did want Sean Payton. But they didn't get Sean Payton because you know who got Sean Payton? Fucking Sean Payton's wife got Sean Payton. So try to get Tom. He seems more easily persuaded.
No, Tom's got Fox.
Well, Tom's got Fox whenever he's done. They said when you're done. So they don't even know when that's going to be. But whenever that is, they've got it for him. And we have some Stanley Cup hockey to go watch. And so does everybody else. So thank you for joining us on Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 2, Episode 40. Jesse's got one more thing.
I would like to say that the 3-year strong safety from the Colts has retired. Corey Davis.
Oh, I do know Corey Davis.
Left.
I was thinking I might not know who you're talking about because
That's
you said
he's
3
from
years.
that Colts defense.
Yeah.
You got
He
your son. Now you got one of your
Sing in gospel.
Huh.
He is going to use gospel to spread the word of the Lord. And that is what he is no longer playing football for.
Good shit. This man said, yeah, you know what? Football was nice. Didn't really love playing football. Just used it for the money. Now I got the money that I need to do what I really want. And then now he's going to go do what he really wants. So respect. And before I forget it, Golden Tate, 11-year NFL wide receiver, is now a baseball player. What?
Is he on a minor league team?
It's some Tebow shit.
He's joined what? He joined the West Coast League?
Correct.
What did he join? Was it the West Coast League?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's in the West Coast League now. I'm not really sure if he's like good at baseball or not. Clearly he thinks he's really good, and he's obviously good enough to just hop into the West Coast League, you know. But Golden Tate's playing baseball now, so I mean we'll follow that more in the next couple of weeks here, see if he's actually good or not at baseball.
Ain't Golden Tate still on the team? Isn't he still on the Giants?
I think so. I didn't hear anything about Golden Tate.
Off-season hand-eye coordination. What you talking about?
Hey, what's it called? Jordan played 2 sports. Come on.
Yeah, that's true, but MJ's a different breed.
Let's see Golden Tate's current contract. The New York Giants released the veteran wide receiver, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. The 32-year-old Tate was in the middle of a 4-year, $37.5 million contract. He was released.
Well,
middle of his deal.
On to baseball.
And that's a life update on Golden Tate. Thanks for joining us on Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. Have a great night, everybody. Make sure you check out sixpackcoverage.com to get our merchandise that you can see presented on at the Wanderer SBC there in the corner. He's wearing our brand new shirt. Check it out on the website, sixpackcoverage.com. You can find our merchandise and our podcast, as well as a lot of other great podcasts at sixpackcoverage.com. Until next time, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We'll see you on Saturday. Peace out. Let's go watch some Stanley Cup hockey.